Hola chicos, welcome back. I'm going to be working with you real quick, basically take you on a run through with ELC and with Connect, the two main pages that we're going to use for the course. Okay, so here's the front page, and what you're going to do first is, which you probably have already done, is start here in the Bienvenidos folder. I've made checklists for every week, so you're going to be completing checklists. Just basically, it's like your agenda, okay, to keep track of everything that you're doing. So first things first is you're going to go through this checklist. Okay, watch the videos that are included here. The syllabus is here, so if you click on these links here, it'll take you to those syllabi. So when you click on them, they'll open. Okay, and here they are. And so make sure you go through these just to make sure that your computer's configured correctly and you know how to use ELC in general. If you need tech support for them, that's there. That sort of thing. Okay. And then what we're going to do now is scroll down and go to how to register for Connect. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just open that in a new tab. Okay. So we're going to start with Connect, which is where our homework is going to be in our ebook as well. Okay. So, first you're going to go to here. Okay. Here's the link that you're going to use initially to get to Connect. Okay. Okay. And this is what you're going to see. Once you're registered, you're going to sign in here, okay? But then you're going to see here, register for a class, okay? So register now. Type in the email address you want associated with the account, okay? And then after that, okay, the instructions are here on this PDF, okay? And it gives you screenshots and all that. So you have options here. If you are waiting for your book scholarship money to come in or whatever, you do have a free trial for 2 weeks to use for the ebook and for all the homework, and it will save all your work, but it only expires after 2 weeks, okay? So what you're going to want to do is, after those 2 weeks, or just go ahead and buy the book, buy online is where you're going to click, and that gives you access to the electronic version of the textbook, okay, and access to all of your homework and all of your tests and everything, okay. If you want to buy a hard copy, you can, but it's going to be a little harder on your wallet, okay. So, but it is an option, okay. So, so once you do that, once you buy it online, you click there, and then you'll eventually get taken to our course homepage, okay? Also, I want to direct your attention to student support, okay? There's several different links that if you need customer support and all that good stuff, how to use the webpage and everything, you're going to go to these links. And the one you're probably going to use the most is this one here, CXG Support Center. That's tech support, okay? And that'll tell you the hours of operation. You can call them. You can chat with them as well if you're having technical issues on Connect. Okay, so go there. Don't contact me for tech support, okay? Because I'm not tech support. Okay, so once you're there, okay, I'm going to log in now to our page, okay? Because you're going to want to get started on this stuff. Okay, and then our course is going to appear. This brown book, okay, Connects Experience Spanish 2nd edition. That's our course. Okay, and I'm going to set it to student view so you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, first things first, here's your textbook. Okay, you're going to see my name here. Here's the textbook. Okay, so just a quick run through of what to expect. Okay. We're going to go through chapters 1 through 12. So if you go to book contents, you can access all the different chapters. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I was looking at chapter 3 earlier just for kicks. Okay. So what you can do with this is you have options. This is page for page the same thing you get as a hard book or hardcover book. Okay. So the pages that you read that are in the syllabus, they're going to be here. Okay. So if we look on the daily syllabus for chapter 3, okay, their daily syllabus is divided by weeks. So here's chapter 3, there's where it starts. Look, there's page 78, deber necesitar plus infinitive, okay, and there's the page number right here. So that's the content that you need to be reading there. You have highlighting tools if you like to highlight. You can take notes. with little sticky notes. If you like to write in extra, okay, side notes, or you want to do any practice, that's there. Bookmarks, all that good stuff, okay? And the chapters are divided into different sections, okay? There's vocabulario. There's two like vocabulary sections, tema uno y tema dos, okay? And then there's at least one grammar, okay, or the grammar is separated, okay? So usually you're going to be looking at these temas, okay? That's what you'll be going mainly, okay? Also, if you click on video, this is where all of our grammar tutorials will be located for each chapter. So chapter 1, you hit this arrow and there's all of the videos that are associated with each chapter. Now these grammar tutorials are assigned as homework, and there are a couple questions that are associated with it for you to complete. Once those due dates have passed and you've completed those assignments, you can still go back and look at these grammar tutorial videos as you need, okay, if you click on video. All right? So that's the book real quick. If you need to go back to our course page, hit the home icon. Okay. So now, let me go back to our view. Gradebook. Okay, just real quick. I'm going to be using the gradebook here on Connect, not on ELC. So if you want to consult your homework grades, quiz grades, all that stuff, you're going to go to Performance and click on Gradebook. Okay, and that's going to pull up your grades that are separated. There's homework category here, Learn Smart, composition, etc., etc. Okay, so if you need to know your grade, that's where you're going to go. Okay. So let's get into the good stuff. Let's view once more. Okay. Everything is separated by chapter, okay, and the due dates are here. But what I recommend as an easier way to navigate the page and see what assignment is due when, I would recommend either going to Next Assignments, okay, and Next Assignments is going to put it in order of when they're due, okay. All these due dates can also be found on the daily syllabus right here, okay. This daily syllabus that I sent you guys a few days ago, okay, what's in this column here is what you need to read in preparation for the next assignments, okay? So here in this column are going to be your Connect assignments, which we're looking at right now, due 8 a.m. the next morning. So if you need to do them at 2 a.m., go for it, okay? But they're due at 8 a.m. And then your discussion forums and Google Hangouts are be in this column. Lastly, this column is going to have your quizzes and tests, okay, due dates. So let's go back. Okay, so you'll see that these are highlighted in pink a little bit, and that means that the due date's coming up, okay? And it tells you right here exactly when they're due. So the Connect orientation, that kind of is going to be a little bit of what I'm talking about right now. The Learn Smart activities, okay, these LS black cubes right here, these are going to be the first time you're going to be practicing with the new content for the day, okay? So this is like your practice. You're not graded for accuracy. If you get it wrong, this is okay. Okay, you're just being graded on completion here for your Learn Smart. So they're 5% of your homework grade, or of your whole grade. But they're like a really enhanced, fancy flashcard kind of activity, which takes you through the different vocabulary and grammar points of the chapter, and it monitors how much you know and what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and then after you complete a Learn Smart, you can always go back and do them again, even after the due date, by clicking here on course Learn Smart. Okay, you can always go back to that anytime. Helpful for studying, for quizzes and stuff. Okay, and the Learn Smarts usually they're not very time consuming. They don't take too long. It depends on how familiar you are with the material. Okay, the notebook questions here. These are going to be graded for accuracy. So you have 3 attempts for each activity, for each question. And say you get 8 out of 10 questions right the first time, but you still have 2 left that you got wrong, then you have 2 more tries to just do those 2 questions. You don't have to go back and do the entire activity again. Okay. So the grammar tutorials are those videos that I was referring to, and those will always be what you do right after you do the Learn Smart activity. Okay, so it's like a virtual teacher that will explain those concepts to you. And then there's a couple of questions afterward that just test what you've talked about, what you've seen. Okay, and bien. Okay, and then I'm going to go down. You can also look at calendar, and that will have a pop-up with icons of what's due on each day. Okay, so that's also an option for you. I'm going to go back to silent list though. Okay, so each chapter is going to have Learn Smarts for each topic, grammar tutorial for the grammar points, okay? And then you're going to have your práctica vocabulario, práctica gramática, y leer, escribir, y escuchar. And these activities are going to probably take you the longest, okay? Just to let you know, okay? The grammar tutorials usually don't take that long. The Learn Smarts, not really either, but the practicas require more time, okay? Because they're built-in questions, and here it tells you kind of like what's going on with each, okay? Each activity. So it says three attempts there. 20% taken off for each day late. Okay, so that's there. Okay, there's a penalty for late, but you can still complete it. You get to check your work one time. Once you finish a question, you can check your work, and it'll have an X if it says that is a wrong answer, and a check, green check if it's right. Okay, but you can do that once. So this is just a quick demonstration of an activity. Okay, so the vocabulary it's going to be things like matching, fill in the blank, okay, sentence completion, that sort of thing, okay, and so that's what you're going to expect. So you can also save your work and come back. I do recommend that with the práctica and the práctica gramática, práctica vocabulario, and the leer, escribir, y escuchar, that you can go back and work on them as needed. Okay, these assignments are going to be open already, but you can save your work and come back to it as you need. Okay, all right, let me get out of here. Are we doing good? All right, bien. Okay. And I said that we're going to have quizzes and exams and our evaluations. They're going to be done on Connect. That's going to be found down at this tab, quizzes, exams, etc. Okay, and they're going to show up as they come up. Okay, that's where we're going to be found. And then also for those of you that want extra practice, extra activities to do work, like practice extra grammar and vocab, I've created with these little dumbbells? Yeah, the weights, those are just practice questions, and they're always going to be open if you ever want to do any extra practice. They're not graded or anything, so, but if you feel like you need some extra practice, those are always there, okay? Like I said, they're optional, okay? Okay, so that's a very quick review of Connect. To access Connect at any time, that register PDF has the link, but right here underneath Bienvenidos is Connect. Okay, when you click on Connect Experience Spanish, okay, it's going to take you straight to the page and you just have to log in. Okay, click there, or if you want to open a new tab or whatever, that's fine. Okay, but then click Connect here, and this is our course, or if you need to register, then that's the course. Okay, after you register, it'll take you there. So that's always there for you. Okay. Algo más en cuanto a Connect. Okay. Okay, so here, when you scroll down, week 1, for example, okay, the objectives, okay, here we have the daily checklist. So when you click on one of these, it's going to tell you what you need to do every day, your homework for the day, okay? Some stuff, obviously, you can do in advance. If you need to plan ahead, that's totally fine. This is just going to tell you what's due tomorrow or by the end of the night, right? Okay, so it says what you need to read, okay? This is all taken from the daily syllabus, okay? And what activities you need to complete, all right? And then I provide the link there as well, okay, just to make your life a little bit easier. And then for the weekend checklist, okay, here we also have read the ebook, complete the activities, and I'll provide the link there for you too. And once you finish those, you can check off the list, okay? I'm going to continue and make a separate video for just a little bit more about this with ELC and the other activities that we'll do. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Please email me, nicolec@uga.edu. Okay? Thanks.